Allam Ahmed is the editor of the International Journal of Sudan Research and joins me on the line now. Allam, I just want to start with the latest news coming out today, which, it's quite incredible, ridiculous, one might say. The news of the army chief firing the head of the RSF from the Sovereign Council, even though they've effectively been at war for several weeks. What do you make of that?
Thank you very much. This is exactly, yes, it is quite ridiculous, as you mentioned, because from day one, when General Burhan denounced the Rapid Support Forces leader, everyone expected he should have done that long time ago, because he already accused him of someone violating the international standards of how supporting militia for military. But the indication is that they are drifted from each other. I think the situation is getting much complicated, but also from sources in Sudan, the war between the two of them, it has to reach a conclusion somehow or another. Although people not expecting it to be soon, the number of deaths is increasing. The suffering of the Sudanese people is alarming. We have dead bodies in hospitals, still cannot be picked. So General Burhan has to show that he is in control, he is in command. He appeared in lots of media over the last 2 days, giving or raising the morale of his staff. So I think he needs to show that he is in control. He is the one who is taking the country out of this trouble now.
I mean, you're talking about perception, but the reality as I see it is you have two warring sides, neither of whom has shown any inclination to stop fighting. Do you see any way through this, and is one side perceived as being the stronger militarily?
No, I don't see any one of them is stronger militarily. The only difference from a military point of view is that the army, they have the fighter jets, which is causing lots of problems for the rapid support forces. But we cannot forget that during the last many years, maybe 10 years, particularly the last 4 years, the rapid support forces increased their ammunition, increased their military resources, increase their personnel, all that under the eyes of General Burhan. He is now naively saying he was expecting all this to be coming back to the army. So while the rapid support forces, they were increasing the number of their fighters, of their equipment, the General Burhan was, some people, they call him naive. He's not naive. So I agree with you. This is not going to be anyway easy to be a war. Someone will take the other one easily, because the militia are scattered all over Sudan, particularly Khartoum. They are already inside lots of places, including government offices. They have destroyed lots of hospitals. They are occupying hospitals. They are causing lots of trouble for the army. Even we have lots of news with evidence from the rapid support forces stopping cars across highway or motorways, raping girls during the day. So yes, no one is really in control now, although that's why General Burhan wanted to assure the people in Sudan he is the one in control, because he is losing some part of this battle here and there.
And Allam, we heard a lot of rhetoric at the beginning of this conflict from both sides saying they were happy to establish humanitarian corridors. But given what you've said about there being militias, sort of all over the country, really, in bits and pieces, and it seems like there's a real lack of coordination coming from the top. It's no surprise, is it? We've got the UN saying just a few hours ago that there are an estimated 1 million people displaced, many of them fleeing, trying to get out of the country, that there's a real problem with just trying to get food in to try and help those who are trapped there. How on earth are people going to survive given the sheer chaos across the area?
Both of them, they do not trust each other. That's the first thing. And both of them, they are treating this as an experiential war. Each one of them is seriously wanted to take the other one, hoping by terminating the other one, he would get some sympathy from the Sudanese people. Although both of them, they have blood in their hand since the revolution and before the revolution. and therefore for them now it's more of a war for life and death. One of them has to survive, although both of them are not now accepted by the Sudanese people. The situation is very serious, and I think even the numbers by the United Nations, in my opinion, and from different sources, from the people we talk to them in Sudan every day, is even greater than that. Almost every single person we communicate with is either in Egypt or in Saudi Arabia or in United Arab Emirates or somehow fleeing. Some people are not being accounted for, whether they are died or they've been kidnapped by the rapid support forces, or some women's they start to be shy from telling any story of rape because from them, some of the story they are not being supported by in hospitals or by the community. So the situation is not at all promising any peace or any safe corridors. Doctors are struggling. We have been in a meeting with the Minister of Health through Skype with the Sudan Doctor Union last 2 days.
I apologise that the time's got the better of us there, Alam, but everyone understands the picture that you're painting there. I mean, it's a truly perilous situation, dire for the people who are stuck in Sudan. Appreciate your time. Alam Ahmed, editor of the International Journal of Sudan Research.